Kotlin? No, we are not going to learn Kotlin. Good evening, Chanda. So we are going to talk about different career tracks that career paths which are available to you, whether it is web, Android, data science, blockchain, DSA, CP, and how you can progress in each of them, and how to choose which one to follow from basics to the internships and the job part. So we'll discuss about that so that you can take a informed decision about which path to follow. Okay. So I will first brief you about all the available career tracks. One second, this. Okay. So I'll first tell you what are the different career tracks which are available as a software engineer. First is web development, most famous. Then we are going to talk about life-changing mega life event. Govind Gupta has left after posting the comment. So that's a great thing to not hear the backlash of posting a spam link. Chalo, cool hai. Okay, then we'll talk about the Java track. What are the different options if you good evening Ravi, if you follow the Java path. Then we are going to talk about Python/data science track, then mobile development. Then I'll tell you what is the role of DSA and CP in all of this, and then we'll talk about the emerging technologies like blockchain, etc. Okay, I think time is now, so we will start without any delay. Okay, so web development, why I have kept it as the number one track, because it is most of the opportunities that you will see as internships or job will be in web development. There are different profiles that we are going to talk about. When we are talking about web development, there are two things that you have to keep in mind. One is front end and one is back end. Front end is everything that you are seeing on this website. Let's see this website if we go. So all the images, all the text that we see here, it's front end. So everything here that is visible to us, it's part of the front end, and everything which is not visible, it is back end. So what all comes in back end? Back end, it's server, it's database, and all the code which are managing all the back end processing. Okay, so there are two types of developer: front end developer and back end developer. Then there is a third category of full stack developer, and we are going to talk about it as well. Okay, so what are the things you need to know? You have to start from HTML. It helps you create a structure of a website. CSS, cascading style sheets, it helps you design that structure that you have created. And one second. Chanda Harshitaya. Then it is Bootstrap. Bootstrap is a framework based on CSS only. Bootstrap 3 is what we usually use. So in most of the company you are going to work, they are not going to use CSS, they are going to use Bootstrap. So you should learn Bootstrap as well. Next is another language. JavaScript is an independent language that is used to add all the dynamic features to a website. So jQuery is the most commonly used framework based on JavaScript. So it has some standard DOM manipulation applications that you need on a very regular basis in your project. So whether how simple project you are making, jQuery will be used in it. Okay, next is Ajax. Ajax is used to load data from database without reloading the page. So I am telling you basic definition. All these things you have to learn for front end developer. If you want to become just a front end developer, so all these things you have to learn. Now for the backend, mostly it is used like Python is used, Java is used, PHP is used, Ruby on Rails is used. But nowadays there is a new stack that has emerged. Some JavaScript based frameworks are being used like Node.js. So it is used for front end as well as back end. So with the help of Node.js, we can manipulate the database using JavaScript only. Okay, so there are two stacks that you have to use. It's either mean stack. One second. Mean versus Merge stack. These are the two most popular full stack developer stacks available to you. In mean, M stands for MongoDB, which is the database. E stands for Express.js. It's like a server management tool, like you can say Apache or something like that. A is AngularJS or React.js, and N is Node.js. So we'll talk about the choice between React and Angular. So you will see a lot of videos which ones to choose, which ones to not choose. So let me tell you about React. React is a Vue library with the help of which you can just simply manage different components of Vue. It's not a full stack framework in a sense like Angular is. Angular has lots of functionalities to cover different aspects as well. So Angular is produced by Google and React is by Facebook. So if you want to ask which stack is most used in company, it is MERN stack. MERN stack is most used. Most of the jobs and internships comes in MERN stack. So our recommendation is MERN. If you want to study Mean, you can study Mean as well. So apart from that, you have to study AWS, how to host a website, EC2 instance, S3 bucket, or different things that are available on AWS. For database, there is a choice between SQL and MongoDB. In our recommendation, you should learn both because lots of companies use SQL and lots of companies use MongoDB. You should know the basic queries like select, join, update, delete, standard queries of SQL. So for front end, you need to know until these 5 things only: HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JS, jQuery, and Ajax. For front end development, you need to learn all of them. Okay, the choice is between Mean or MERN. Our recommendation is you follow MERN. Now you have studied all the theory of this. You can study from YouTube channels, some Udemy course, or some any other course you want to follow, some books. So you can study the theory of this. Then the next step is to make some projects in it. Simple projects that you can make initially, a responsive website, okay, of different type. Full stack developer, I told you now. Any platforms you can learn from YouTube. There is channel Code with Harry. He teaches very nice in Hindi, and different channels for MERN and Mean as well. And if you want to learn from any course, you can check Udemy or any other platform that you like. Coursera, there are many channels. You can like study anyone that you like. What about full stack developer? I told you, you have to study. Give some examples for project. Definitely I'll give. So you have to study for full stack. All these things, the choice is between Mean stack versus MERN stack. For projects in simple, you can go by first simple websites, like some responsive website of beginner, like you can create a portfolio website, you can create a gym website, you can create a restaurant website. Okay, then slowly you can add more dynamic functionalities, like you can log in into it, you can create your profile into it, you can send chat into it. Calculator is very simple. Okay, so I will suggest you to start from slightly difficult. Okay, so ATM machine in web development, how will you make ATM machine? Okay, so in simple projects you can make websites like this: restaurant website, gym website, and simple website. Then in complex project you can make like Slack clone, LinkedIn clone, Facebook clone. You can just check the website and create a replica of it in your own stack, Mean or MERN, whatever you are choosing. So most of the students make like this only. They create a replica of some common application, or you can create some of your own relevance, like e-commerce project, some food ordering app. How many? 3 to 5. 3 to 5 is recommended if you want a job as a full stack developer. If you want a job as a full stack developer, then 3 to 5 projects are recommended. If you want a job as a general, like any company visiting to your campus, then 2-3 are fine. But if you want a job as full stack developer, then you need 2 to 3 to 5 projects definitely. Okay, so what you do, you learn the basics, you do these projects. I told you some ideas. Then apply for internships. Internshala, LinkedIn, and angel.co are the 3 platforms where you can apply for internship. Once you do internship, then apply for job in your final year. Okay, so that's the standard path. No. Java is no link to JavaScript or TypeScript. Okay, so these are the 3 roles which are available to you. 4 roles actually. Front-end developer, where you have to do just simple these things. Okay, 5 things. Then back-end developer. Back-end developer will be there in either Python, in Java, or in PHP. Mostly it is in Java. So Java developer is somewhat like back-end developer. You have to work on Spring Framework, MVC architecture. Okay, so among all these profiles, the most paid is back-end developer. Okay, so these are the package like 12 lakh, 8 lakh, 15 lakh. So highest paid developer is backend developer. For this you need extraordinary knowledge in DSA as well, that we are going to talk about in the further session. Next is UI UX designer. where you have to just create the screens of the website. You don't have to code anything. So this is the lowest paid profile among all of these. Okay, so that's all for web development. If you have any doubts, we will take in the Q&A. Next we go to the Java track. Java, as you all know, is the most famous and the most language which is preferred while recruitment. You have studied and read somewhere like companies prefer Java the most. It is an object oriented programming language. Other is like functional language, so it is an OOP based language. Okay, so what are the different segments you can work with Java? You can work in Android, you can work in web backend. Okay, you can also make standalone Java applications, which are now depreciated. Not much standalone applications are made, but mostly it is used in Android and backend. Okay, majority companies ask for Java while recruiting. Enough opportunities for internship as well as job. So for freshers point of view, average salary for it's around 4 to 5 LPA, or it's always depending on the backend salary. Like if the company is offering 8 to the backend developer, if they are offering 8 LPA to the backend developer, they will offer like 1 or 2 lakh less than that. Like they will offer 6 lakh for the front end developer. Okay, so it will be few lakhs lesser than the backend developer. Okay, for high paying jobs, you have to need command in DSA as well. So it's a very simple thing. You can just go and learn. Plethora of resources is available. If you want a book, there is a book called Kathy Sierra, OCGP, Kathy Sierra. It is the best book for Java if you want a book. And YouTube channels are like, you can just search. They are very common channels, so you can follow. So all the resources are available. You can choose the Java track. You can work on Android, web development, backend, standalone Java applications as well. Any query related to Java? Java versus Kotlin we will discuss in Android in the next slide. Okay. Oh, next slide. So here it is Python and data science track. So you must be aware like Python is the fastest growing language. It is the most preferred language in the code. Beginners, the newbies like you, first year students are preferring Python over rest of the language. The reason is Python is pretty easy to learn. Even school students nowadays are learning Python and making projects in it. So Java is very difficult. You have to learn a lot of theory. Is there. So 2-3 weeks will take to at least learn the theory. Okay, so that's too much. But Python you can get to speed in within 6 to 7 days. It's a very simple and plain language. So what path you have to follow? Learn the basics, syntax, data types, and how to store data, list, and tuple, etc. Okay, so you can start with that. ESEME, standard edition, enterprise edition, that's all there, but that's not much in use nowadays. That's happen in companies which provide ERP solution, enterprise resource planning, but you guys don't go in those companies as much. Okay, so you will definitely go for mostly backend developer. Why Java developers preferred much? If you see in last since 1998 to 2018 something, so most preferred language for backend was Java. Every company has some backend, so they preferred Java developers. That's why it's preferred. Nowadays, in last 3 to 4 years, Python is also becoming a suitable option for backend. Now full stack development is also there, so things are changing. But for last 25 years, Java was the number one language. Not an issue. C is okay for learning the programming. You can learn this language in 3rd sem or 4th sem. Hacking we will talk about in emerging technologies. We are talking for data science right now. Okay, so it's similar to data science. Okay, so next you learn different modules like JSON module, time module. If you want to study for data science, you have to study like NumPy, Pandas, Scikit, and Matplotlib, Seaborn. So all these libraries you have to study. So in Python, what all you can do? You can create games. You can use Pygame, OpenCV, and create some cool games you want to create. You can also create UI based application using TK Intel library. You can create web scraping application where you write a code and they crawl the whole web page and take all the data, which is commonly used in searching, as you are aware in Google search, etc. Side by side, it will stay side by side. Java has a very strong application in B2B solutions, like business to business software has some deep Java code. So I don't think that will change very easily, and so I think it will be there. So we'll talk about DSA later. Okay, we are talking about DSA, don't worry. You can also work on backend by Python. Django and Flask are two most commonly used frameworks for that. Okay. Next is, you can, when you do all of this, make few application here and there, then you can start on data science. If you want to prefer data science, the best platform is Kaggle. I hope you are aware if you are enthusiast about data science. So you can just go there. It's like CodeChef for data scientists. So you can compete, see data, see notebook of different students. If you want some YouTube channel to study the theory, then Krish Nayak is the best channel. Okay, so आप इसको YouTube पे जाके you can follow Krish Nayak on YouTube. Okay. Popular field, many opportunities are there in internship as well as job. So this field has already arrived. It's not emerging, it has arrived. It's already there in market. Lots of students are now starting their BTech in CS in AI ML as well. So a lot of students are doing in data science as well. So you can definitely do for it. Code for course you can also check. Okay. Yeah, so you can make some real world problem solution, make projects, models with them. And data science is a very open field. We recently conducted the workshop. In that I gave 20 projects that you can make in data science. Okay, so you can go to our YouTube channel and check all the projects in detail. I will mention few of them if anybody asks for it. Okay. So that's all for data science. If you have any questions, we will take in the Q&A part. Okay. These are the brief description I am giving to you of different career tracks, and we will take further questions in the Q&A on the basis of your curiosity of that field. Data science or web development? That's a good question. How would I choose? I think these are very different things. Like data science is exactly a different field altogether, and web dev is a very different field altogether. So data science for me, I won't choose data science because I like to create things. I like to build application. I like some coloring is happening. I can share with friends. I can host a website. So I am a more like impact worthy person. So I will choose web development. But if you are okay with data science is most like noob things. So you will not see some crazy things. So it's very boring. Okay, machine learning, algorithm, maths, etc. So that's how you can choose. What do you expect out of your own interest? Okay. So you can surely take it, Ayush Mishra, not an issue. Person to person, yeah, Orion is perfect. Yes, that's true. That's true. Companies are not taking freshers as much. You have to make at least 5 to 6 projects and get some internship. Then only you will get a freshers job. It's a very limited jobs as of now. You are either expected to do masters or some PG program. Then only you get job. I was covering in the emerging technologies part, so you brought me early. Okay, no issue. Data science. Which have higher package, data science or webd? I think webd will have higher package because more jobs are there in webd, and it's there in more abundance and like more availability of jobs in webd, and so I think webd will have higher package. No Orion, webd will have higher package. Projects, okay. Yeah, average. Ayush Mishra, this just an average, okay? So it's not actually the package, it's more like random number, like all companies are there. Most of the job in data science in like 3 to 4 range only. So the average is not, you might have heard it somewhere, but it's not some data accurate facts, okay? So it's just a rough figure. Future scope, it's a lot of scope, its present scope is also good, okay? So if you are looking for masters, if you are open for doing masters, MTech or MS, then it has definitely more scope because PhD students get higher package in data science. Okay, so it is a difficult field. I was planning to cover it in emerging technologies in jobs part. Okay, not an issue. You guys brought it early. So let's talk about the mobile track. We will talk more about data science. I will cover hacking in emerging field, Neeraj, don't worry. Mobile track. So more, if you ask me, shall I do a web project or an Android project? This seems a more plausible question because both of them are in development domain. So if you see from recruiters perspective, they will definitely prefer an Android app over a website, because creating an app is much more difficult than creating a website, because complexities are there so much. I have worked both in web development as well as Android, and I have experience of over 3 to 4 years working in them. So I can definitely tell you Android is really difficult. Okay, so if you are planning to choose between them, I will recommend you to do Android. Okay, you can choose from native as well as hybrid. So you must know Android is there for Android devices. For iPhone devices, there is called iOS. So you have to create separate apps for Android as well as iOS. That's what we call native development. In hybrid, we create only one app, and the same app is useful in both Android as well as iOS. Okay. So most companies prefer native. There are two options. You can either go for Java or Kotlin. Kotlin is backed by Google. It is launched few years back only. If you ask me, the current scenario is like around 30-35% companies app are in Kotlin and rest in Java. But if you see in next 4-5 years, it will reverse. More than 80% apps will be in Kotlin. So if you are starting Android today, it makes no sense to go in Java. So your priority should be Kotlin only, because it is heavily promoted by Google. You know the controversy of Java, Android with Oracle related to Java. So that's why they are pushing it aggressively. So Kotlin will be the choice in few years. It's not there yet, but in 2-3 years it will be very famous. So I would recommend you to go for Kotlin only. All the DSC guys here, they would be suggesting Kotlin only. I know. Yeah. Yes, I'm recording this session and I'll share on the YouTube. Don't worry. Okay. So you can start with Kotlin. So once I suggested some DSC student of different college like go for Java. So he came after me like, how can you say Java? How can you ये Kotlin is that? Is the तो मैंने okay भाई तो Kotlin कर ले. ठीक है. So Kotlin will be more famous. Okay. Ruby will come. It's a very limited jobs are there in Ruby. Okay. So very limited company like Quora uses Ruby, or very few companies use Ruby. Okay, from the job perspective is not that helpful. Okay, very rare you will find Ruby developers. Okay, that's another option is Flutter. Flutter is also a Google backed or Google produced framework that's recently become very popular in last 2-3 years only. So you can also try for it, but my recommendation would be to go with Kotlin, because Flutter is very simple. Any BC or non BTech student can also do with Flutter, but you guys should be few notches above other graduates. So you should do Kotlin development, native development with Kotlin. Okay. So how to go with it? Study the basics. You can follow YouTube channels. I haven't found any good YouTube channel for Android to recommend. Okay, you can either follow some book, okay, or buy some paid courses. Okay, make few apps, simple apps, like you can make simple application like COVID tracker app. We taught in a workshop once like how to create a COVID tracker app, like how many deaths or how many cases are coming. So these type of real world applications you can make. You can definitely make a e-commerce application. Why e-commerce? Because most of the jobs you will do as an internship or in job as a fresher, you will do in e-commerce company. So if you know it beforehand, it will be very helpful for you. You can make many options. Okay, I'll tell some of the more apps that you would like to make. Book suggestion, none is coming on top of my mind. Android Kotlin book. I'm not actually a book guy, so बड़ा मुश्किल होता है book बताना. Head first ले लो. Head first it good for all technologies you want to learn, है ना? And Kotlin for Android. Okay, and few more you will find. Okay, I'm not a book guy. I usually recommend YouTube channels. Jonathan David one Ritesh is telling, I think it will be cool. How to make it? First learn the basics of Android activity lifecycle, what is fragments, all those kind of layout different. Okay, you have to extremely good, very good, Saranshu strategy. You will go very far. Okay, so Kotlin is backed by Google, so it is more preferred over Java. Do native development in Kotlin. Learn basics, make few apps, apply for internships and job. We will talk about internships and job in a separate slide after all the career tracks. Okay. Yeah. So next we talk about DSA and CP track. Okay. So data structures and algorithms, it's part of your curriculum. you will do in third sem as well as in fifth sem. Okay, and these are asked in almost all written and all interview you are going to apply in final year or third year. So it is mandatory to do, it's not an option. Okay, difficulty level varies with the package offered. If a company offering 3 lakhs, they will ask very easy basic sorting question. If they are offering 4.5 lakh, they will ask slightly difficult. If they are offering 8 LPA, they will ask very difficult. And if they are offering more than 10 lakh, they will ask like graph, dynamic programming, etc. question. Linked list will go with 4.5 lakh level company. Beyond 8 lakh, you have to do graph, etc. Okay, so it is mandatory. Difficult level will vary. Regarding CP, competitive programming is a track in itself. There are lots of contests, you need to devote a lot of time to it. So when you are doing CP, it will be very difficult to do something else. Lot of students juggle between semester, like third semester they do CP, fourth semester they do development, or vice versa. So that's how you can manage it. There are lots of contests and prize money. And when CP is required, when you are going for jobs above 12 lakhs, mostly FANG companies or Adobe or etc. Plethora of company in those category. We'll talk more about its role. Okay, CP versus project. CP is not mandatory, right? CP is not mandatory. Lead code is mandatory per se. If you are learning from lead code, you can also learn from GFG. Okay, CP versus projects. Orion, technically you need both. Okay, if you want to get a good job, you need both. Everybody, every YouTuber, every guy will tell you you need to do both. So you have around 8 semester. You can manage कि मैं 2 semester में CP कर लूँगा and next 2 semester I'll do projects. तो इस तरह से आप मैनेज कर सकते हो. फैंग वाले तो यार प्रोजेक्ट भी देखते हैं. फैंग गाइज ऑल्सो लुक फॉर योर प्रोजेक्ट्स. ओके, सो यू कांट से दे ओनली प्रेफर CP. You need both. Okay, once you score good ratings and ranking, it will be easier to get job. Okay, platform for DSA is GFG and lead code. For CP it is CodeChef and Code Forces. Lot of students ask, sir, how much CP is good? Okay, so CP is like if you get around 4-5 star on CodeChef and expert on Code Forces. Now you will ask, sir, if I get, is it definitely I will get a job? No, it's not a definite you will get a job, but it will improve your chances of getting a job. Okay, yes, most of the company ask questions like lead code. If you go for the interview, they will ask questions from lead code level only. They won't ask questions of CP. But few companies like Microsoft, like Visa, like Tower Research, or there are few companies in the category of around 12 plus package, they ask more difficult question beyond the level of lead code. So for those company, you need CP level questions like div 2 to div 3 on Code Forces. Okay, not an issue, Sagar. That's why this session has been created, so that you get an idea. तभी मैं I am telling everything here in you very brief, so that you can take decision which path to follow. Okay, open source. Okay, we'll discuss about it. No issue, Orion. So next we talk about the emerging technologies. Okay, so in this what we're talking about: blockchain, hacking, cloud computing, cyber security. Okay, all these careers come in emerging technologies. To be very frank, there are not enough jobs in the market for this category. Okay, there are not enough jobs, not enough internship, very limited options at bachelor's. If you go for masters, you will see more options. Like if you have done MTech or MS, then it will be more options. Like, so if you are looking for jobs, then it's a no, you shouldn't do it. If you are hell bent to make career in this कि यार मुझे blockchain में ही career बनाना है, then you must be ready to study till masters or some shorter post grad course like 6 month, 2 year, 1 year course from upgrad great learning, or there are many companies like that. So you must be ready for that masters to get a job in this. Okay, it's a very true reality, everybody will tell you the same. But if you want to learn it for exploratory purposes, like sir, I just want to explore what is blockchain and how it work, so without any hope of job, that you can do, आप उसमें एक दो project बना सकते हो. You can make a few projects and submit in your college. Your college professors also prefer if you make projects in AI, ML or blockchain, so you can do it there. Okay, so if you want to choose, then blockchain is the most trendy, many colleges prefer it, so you can create projects in blockchain. Project can be like certificate verification, some cryptocurrency, all this kind of application you can make. If you talk about cyber security and cloud computing, the initial pay is very low. The packages start from around 2.53 at max 4 lakh for freshers. Jobs are a lot of there in cyber security and cloud, but jobs is not high package. Sagar, I'm telling you about hacking only. Hacking is cyber security only. Cyber security or hacking. Okay. So jobs are not very, pay is not lucrative, but if you want to uh, hustle there for few years, then in 3 to 5 years you will be making good enough money. If you are doing hacking, then you can only make money if you are doing bounty hunting. Like lots of company has some challenge, like if you find some vulnerability in our company, we'll give you $10,000, we'll give you 1 lakh rupees. So that's how you can make money. But if you look at the job, the pay is very low. College side, yeah, it depends on your college. I don't know about LPU whether they are giving you internships. Okay, so we are fresher, we don't have any idea. Okay, so that's all we talk about. So one student was also saying let's talk about open source. Okay, so open source is a programming paradigm. Like if you talk about in 80s 90s, what used to happen, company used to make this software and provide it to users or customers at a very high prices. Like Microsoft and IBM, these were the bad guys in those domain. Okay, then cool guys like Google came up in 2003 or 4. They started this open source. Like they put all of their code in open, like anybody can use it, anybody can see the source and make additions to it. It also started with the launch of GitHub in around 2006 or 7, if I am not wrong, and then it took off. Okay, so today for now, if you are looking for a good company, 10 LPA plus 10-12 lakh आप target कर रहे हो, so it has become a need because these guys prefer you with the mindset of a open source. So I would recommend you to start working on GitHub. You can choose any data stack, any web career track you are following, like web or Android. You can work on any of them on GitHub. Okay. Yes, Ayush. So is a project taker, it is an important role, but it is not a mandatory role. Okay, if you are looking for on campus placement, then project's value is relatively low. But if you are going for off campus placement, project's value increases, क्योंकि वहाँ पे आपको अपना प्रोफाइल शॉर्टलिस्ट भी कराना है. और कॉलेज में तो कंपनी अपने दे कम विद एन एक्सपेक्टेशन लाइक विल गेट दिस काइंड ऑफ स्टूडेंट, and but if you go for off campus, then project become a necessity. Yes, GitHub is popular. Open source and projects versus CP. I told you, Orion, it's not a simple choice. You have to do almost both of it. Everybody recommends good coding profile as well as one or two projects. I also recommend do both of them. You have 8 semester ahead of you, so you have to, no, 7 semester, second semester chal raha hai na, so you have to plan accordingly. GSOC we are going to talk in the last slide. Hacktober we are going to talk on it as well. Okay, we'll talk more again. HackerRank, HackerEarth. Okay, we'll talk more about regarding HackerRank and HackerEarth. I would say don't use any of them. If you are going for DSA, go to LeetCode or GFG. If you are doing CP, go to CodeChef and CodeForces. That's my opinion. Okay, so let's talk about briefly how to get an internship. I'll give you 3 pointers that you have to keep in mind. आपने कोई भी ट्रैक चूज कर लिया हो यहाँ पे, वॉट एवर ट्रैक वी हैव डिस्कस्ड. Okay, web, Android, DSA, data science, any track. Okay, then you have to first learn the basics of the track, what you have chosen. Okay, make 3 to 5 simple as well as compressed projects in it. This criteria is for off campus hiring. If it company is coming to your campus, then it's much simpler to get selected, but off campus you need to have at least 3 to 5 simple as well as complex projects. Okay, that is the first step. Second step is to make a professional profile on LinkedIn. If you go to LinkedIn, I hope most of you are there already there. So I'll also tell you about myself if you don't know. So I am a graduate of HVTU Kanpur. It's a college in Kanpur. So it's a national university. 2016 pass out. I have a 1 year experience working in a corporate and 6 to 7 month experience in a startup. I mostly work in web development and front end, back end, Java, and now full stack also. Android as well. Now I have started this company Two-Wits. We are providing study material for college students mostly in AKTU. We have also launched a skill platform called Tathastu, where you can just do different courses, boot camps, etc. So you have to create a professional LinkedIn profile with all the standard information. You can also give some featured highlights in your profile. Okay. Next step is to create a professional GitHub profile. So if you are in Android web development, one more what's left, Android web development and Java track, then it is very important to make a GitHub profile. If you are going on data science profile, then you have to create a profile on Kaggle. Profile means you must have 3 to 4 good projects there, some open source contributions on your profile. Okay, so that will be good enough. Kaggle, you need to have few notebooks there, that will help you further. Third step is to get some rankings rating on coding platform. So if you see all my recommendation, I am recommending you projects as well as CP or coding. You don't have a choice, you need to have both for a more mature profile. Okay, coding platform to show in resume, like some rank in some top contest, etc. Chance is there you will crack. If you are a normal coder, you will crack like 3 to 4 TCS, Infosys, Wipro. Okay, gold badge in Java. Hacker ranks mean nothing, yaar. Utkarsh, please. Hacker rank is only good to learn the language, then go to either lead code or some CP platform. Yes, you can do, Chetan. It depends on how well you are able to manage your time. GFG is, but उसमें practice के भी question have started on GFG. Okay, so this it's getting very popular these days, the practice side of GFG. No, C and C++ is not necessary. Good, I will accept Orion. Yes, platform example for what? Okay, so these are the coding platform. Get on HackerRank, oh sorry, what was that, CodeChef or CodeForces are the most preferred platform ranking, like 5 star on CodeChef and expert on CodeForces. It's a good enough profile. Any try hack me, sir? And try hack me, what is this? I don't know. साइबर सिक्योरिटी ट्रेनिंग, यार आई हैवंट मच आइडिया अबाउट साइबर सिक्योरिटी. अच्छा ही होगा, लग तो अच्छा रहा है वेबसाइट से. ओके, हाँ, हैकर रैंक इज़ नॉट गुड यार, प्लीज़ डोंट वेस्ट टाइम ऑन दैट. ओके, so when you do all these three things, then after that you can go apply internships on internshala, LinkedIn, angel.co. And you also have a good alumni network. Lots of students of LPU are there on LinkedIn. Go connect with them, interact with them. You can get referral, get interactions via seniors, or you can just directly approach them. Okay, also there is a question, shall we do paid or unpaid internship? So you can take any opportunity as you get. Let's say you get an opportunity of web developer at 2 weeks, and you do it at unpaid internship, and you add it in your resume. Okay, so when the recruiter will see, he will see like web developer at 2 weeks internships. Okay, so how will he know whether it's a paid internship or an unpaid internship? Okay, so it's definitely better than a guy who hasn't added any internship. Okay, so you can do 1 or 2 unpaid internship for 2-3 months. Okay, so that's not a fault. Let me give you a few pointers on how to get a job. Okay, for that you need to learn all the core subjects like DSA, OOPS, DBMS, including SQL queries like select, update, delete, all those standard. Computer networking, very basic up to IPv4 and v6 details, what are the difference in it. Software engineering, some software model like waterfall, agile, etc. you have to study. Operating system, you have to study some basics that are asked in companies in written as well as interview. Okay, for the written, so most of the companies, they first take the written, then there is a coding round, and then there are 2 to 3 interview round depending on the company. So in written they usually ask input output question and OOPS question based on C++. So you have to study some basics of C++ for MCQ purpose only. Then you have to study aptitude is there for quant and reasoning, and English is also there depending on which company you are applying. This year Amazon also took 30-35 question MCQ test. Goldman Sachs also took some decent reasoning question in their evaluation round. So aptitude and English is very important, so don't skip it. You can study in after 6th semester, in the gap you will have in 6th and 7th semester, or for 3rd year you might need it early because lots of internships opening will come in 5th semester itself. Okay, so plan accordingly. Make good projects. If you are going for off campus placement, then projects are very important. If you are going for on campus placement, then it's not that important, then they will just evaluate on a DSA. Any internship will be helpful. If you don't have, then it's also fine. Okay. Yes, yes, I will share the YouTube video as well as PPT. No, 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 no. On campus clear, not at all necessary, Ritesh. Which specification you would suggest for what, Surya? Please ask again. Okay, so 2 3 points I will tell you. If you are aiming for tier one product company, you will see hundreds of video on YouTube on how to get in FANG. But सबकी summary and some basic यही होता है कि you make decent open source portfolio, you get some 2 3 good projects, some good contributions, because these guys which are recruiting from FANG, they know open source, so they prefer guys who know open source. Okay, so it's a must. You can definitely do in second year, first year. Okay, you should have a very strong knowledge of DSA up to the level of graph and dynamic programming. So they will mix TP with graph and ask you question and make your life hell. Okay, CP is good if you know decent to pro level. If you are going for off campus, CP helps in getting shortlisted. Like they Goldman Sachs hiring is there, so they are provided like around they would have like 20 30 openings, and for 20 30 opening there will be like 1 lakh 1.5 lakh openings, oh, application. So how they shortlist for that? So their CP ranking will help you, but interview will happen with the difficult level of DSA only. Okay, I hope I have made it clear. Okay, I'll send it again. Let me complete the slide, then you can ask questions again. I'm missing the questions. Okay, thank you, Ayantika, for sharing it again. Okay, so improve your communication. It's very important, and communication doesn't mean English only. It means how confident you are, your body language, and the ability to express your points in a articulate manner. अगर आप हिंदी भी बोल रहे हो तो भी कोई इशू नहीं है, कंपनीज हायर यू. इंग्लिश कम्युनिकेशन इज जस्ट नॉट अबाउट इंग्लिश एंड लॉट मोर than that. Okay, make a network of like-minded peers on LinkedIn from college only and GitHub, etc. You will connect with lots of friends, connect on Telegram or WhatsApp, whatever groups they create, and so be active and interact with students from different colleges as well. Definitely students from a college better than yours. Okay, ask for referral support, some competition advices that is happening. Okay, now cool things to do as an engineer. I have curated few things जो आप थोड़ी cool है, you can do. These are not related to any study or anything, but you can just part. Smart India Hackathon, it's an annual hackathon which is organized by Government of India. So you have to make a team of 3 to 4 students and create some solution to the problem in web and Android mostly. Okay, so it's a good, it has a lot of recognition. Getting in top 5 in each category is very easy, and it will be a good if you add in your resume. Google Summer of Code, it's a summer whatever I say project like program where Google brings 30 40 companies and asks them to provide some projects to the students. Like for example, FOSS Asia is the most famous company which comes at GSOC. So they will give you few projects, every student will get a project and they have to do the coding, and at the end Google will provide you the internship amount, that is around 1.5 lakh to 2 lakhs depending on the what is offered to you. So it's most coveted, most sought after, so you can definitely plan for it. Best time to do is after your third year, or you can also do it after your second year. There is no bar for it. In March application will start. You can definitely check out this year how the process is. We are going to do a workshop only dedicated for GSOC on the coming, what is today, Saturday, so we'll do around Wednesday. Okay, we'll share the link in the group. Then we will talk around 1 घंटे में हम सिर्फ GSOC के बारे में ही बात करेंगे. So we'll talk it in more details. Hacktoberfest is a simple contest which happens in October. So you have to do any I think 3 or 5 PRs were there. It was 3 or 5. I am confused bit. मैं बताता हूँ रितेश, all your answer in Q&A. मैं मिस कर गया हूँ काफ़ी सारे क्वेश्चन. 4 questions were there. Yeah. So you have to complete some 4 PR requests and you got some swags or swags, what student call them, some t-shirt etc. some. So it's good, it's cool thing to do. Okay, so very simple thing. आप अगर documentation में भी कर रहे हो, so we'll let you know. अक्टूबर में आएगा, अभी काफ़ी टाइम है, it's a lot of time there, so don't worry, we'll share in the group. You definitely take part in coding contests like ACM ICPC. It's a globally renowned platform or coding contest that every aspirant participate in. Next is Google Kickstart. It's a coding contest organized by Google. There are 8 rounds per year. The next round will be in March. So all the students who are decently good in coding, they must definitely go and try your luck. Keep giving for all the 4 years. If you get a good rank around under 100 or under 200, you will definitely get a call for interview. Okay, so if you want to go Google, keep banging your heads on Kickstart. So there are many other coding contests like Code Vita by TCS. You don't want to go in TCS, but the rank value is there. If you have a good rank in Code Vita, so they will hire you for TCS Digital, which gives around 6.5, and it will also get you some recognition in your resume. There are many other coding challenges like Code Nation is happening. Quora programming challenge is upcoming on 6 to 7 February. I've shared in the group. I'll share again if you ask me. तो आप उसमें अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, डेफिनेटली एन्जॉय. Next is third. So there are lots of student ambassadors program you will see coming in your college around, like sharing in groups, etc. So what's the purpose of them? These are non-technical, okay, non-technical programs, okay. As you have seen, I've told you to do good communication skills. So apart from your technical knowledge, your soft skills are also very important. So these programs help you develop that. तो ज़रूरी नहीं है कि you do it for a year or 2 year. You can just do it for 2 months, 3 months, and get some experience and move on. Okay. So the best campus ambassador program is Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. A lot of student, I think Samrat has selected for this sem. So you guys can apply for next semester. Okay. So it's good enough platform. Or you can also try for community manager intern at 2 weeks. So we also do some similar activity. Ayantika is selected for this cohort. You can apply for next. Campus Ninja of Coding Ninja is also good. There is some ambassador of coding blocks as well, so you can also look for it. Okay, apart from that, you can just coordinate some other events. So होता क्या है ना, techie we become very introvert. Okay, but companies want to hire people who can speak fluently, who can mingle with the crowd. So you can coordinate some event, interact with friends. So that will help you your interpersonal skills as well, soft skills or communication skills, whatever you want to call it. You can also give some talks or speeches, some presentation that will help. 1 second, I'll take the questions now. Yeah, shoot the questions. कोई एक बताइए जो बढ़िया हो. What are you asking?